Well, that's very difficult. Court appoint in most capital cases are court appointed. Only the very, very few are retained cases. I mean, these people who commit these kinds of crimes generally do not have any money. They're usually poor people, have crimes of passion, or they're robbing a convenience store for a few bucks and in the process kill the clerk, or for whatever reason. So generally, court appointed cases in the capital litigation world, it's just the way it is. Long time ago, as I said earlier, there wasn't a lot of money for experts and punishment hearing witnesses. But then again, we didn't have the Supreme Court cases like Atkins and some of these other cases who talk about, you, Mr. Lawyer, are ineffective if you don't do this investigation, if you don't have a mental health expert to determine whether or not this defendant is mentally retarded. So we have to have the money today, and you fight for the money. There are some judges, and I can name one as I'm sitting here speaking to you, who I have to fight for money for a mental health expert and for an investigator. I've had a judge tell me within the last year that he believes lawyers need to do their own investigation. And I'm going, well, now wouldn't that be silly? You're going to pay me my hourly rate to go do an investigator's job at half that. I don't understand that thinking. That doesn't even make good sense. Today, in the world that I live in today with capital litigation, I think we have trained the judges, and it's been a process because they originally were not up to signing these orders that gave thousands of dollars to people to assist in these capital cases. They knew that it came out of their budget, and they were held responsible for however much it was at the end of the year for all the cases, and it wasn't just mine, it was whatever other capital cases came out of their court. So it's been a battle, and ironically, the easiest place now in my caseload that I have now to get money for experts has been in a smaller jurisdiction. They don't have as many capital cases, and they're not familiar with what it really takes. So I get whatever I need out of those jurisdictions. But in Harris County, where they have capital cases all the time, and they try to keep the money and the expenses low. So it's hard to deal with that part of it. But once you've got your team, and I have over the years I've developed a team that I like to work with, and every time I get a capital case, I have generally the same investigator and the same mitigation specialist and the same mental health expert. And they're like, the mental health expert is a woman out of Dallas. I used to have a mitigation expert out of Dallas, but now I have this wonderful young woman here in Houston, and I have an investigator here, and we're a team. We all get assigned our job, and they go about doing their job. The good team will do their work and then report back to me. I don't have to be on their tail all the time to tell them what to do. Have you done this? Did you do that? They do their job. And that's the way I like to do the capital cases, because it's easier for me. I do my work and they do their work, and I get reports and I get what I need. And from that viewpoint, it's the capital litigation is not that difficult in the sense of the actual work. It's a case, it's a trial, but the mental strain and the responsibility is gigantic. So everybody is aware that the work is important and they have to do it right. And I know when they don't do it right. So if they ever want to do another case with me, they won't mess it up. Mm-hmm. And they haven't. My team has not. I know that some people don't, they don't, I don't know. I like to work with a team, and I call it a team because it seems like that works best for me. other people get different people on different cases and all of that. But I like the team aspect because I think it makes everybody feel like they are important. They've got a part in this little opera that we're working out, and they do their job and they do it right. Capital work being court appointed means that you don't get paid a fortune. Lawyers get paid by the hour, and probably about 1/4 of the amount that they would make if they were working on a retained case.